Hello, my name is Chad, and today we are doing some dots. Well, my mom really liked the last dots video, so I figured let's do another one. The goal of the dot game is simple: to take this messy page of letters and turn it into a picture. I pick a color, I place a dot on a letter, and that's about it. But I am learning how to work with the marker. I change the pressure, or I use the different sides. I didn't think it was possible to get better at the dot game, but I guess there's always room. And as I go along, something shifts. I don't have to concentrate so hard anymore. I'm not thinking about the marker or the pressure. I just follow the letters. My hand moves to where it needs to go next, almost on its own. That ease gives me a little extra mental space. And with it, I start noticing more. I notice the letters themselves. I find the patterns in the dots, and I notice their flow. I see where they're going and how they're connected. That awareness helps me see the scene forming and guides my color choices. And as I get lost in the shapes and movement, my attention shifts to something else entirely. The page. The white background that makes all this possible. Without it, where would the color go? How would I see the contrast without that canvas holding everything together? I spend so much time focused on the dots, the shapes, the sizes, and I forget to appreciate something just as important. And as my focus goes back to the dots, my awareness of the background fades. I forget it exists until I put attention back onto it. And when I think about my own life, I realize it works the same way. When something really big shows up, stress, responsibility, and general chaos, it takes all my attention. I zoom in on what needs to be done, what needs fixing. And as I focus on the issue, I lose sight of what's holding everything together. I forget to eat because I'm too busy. I can't sleep because my mind won't slow down. And I forget to reach out to the people who support me. I forget my background. When my focus is too narrow, I lose sight of even more. I forget my history and how I've handled challenges before. I forget the values that ground me and the love that holds me. I forget that tomorrow can be better. But when I pause, when I breathe, I start to see what wasn't there before. I see that things aren't floating around aimlessly, and there's more here than meets the eye. There's meaning in the struggle, and the way I see my problems shapes how I experience them. When it feels like my issues are filling up the entire page, that's usually my cue to take a step back and to look for the background. And background is a funny thing. We all walk through life with one. It's quiet, subtle, but it affects everything. Some days the background of my life feels calm, and the colors are vibrant. The kaleidoscopes of shapes and colors are perfectly clear. And on other days, a darker mood settles in, and everything feels muted. Stress from yesterday bleeds into today, and worries become growing figures, and everything starts to take a dramatic turn. And I wonder, why doesn't the picture look the way I want it to? If we don't pause to recognize the background, we start making missteps. We see danger where there isn't any, threats in the shadows, and monsters around every corner. But when we take a step back and look again, we realize that while things may be unclear and still forming, there's nothing here that the background can't support. My background isn't just today or yesterday, it's my companion through everything. I can't outrun it. I bring it with me everywhere I go. My routines shape my days. My roles shift how I see things. The position I believe I'm in changes the way my picture looks. When I see myself as less than, everything feels dim. The smaller I make myself, the larger my worries become, and the less I believe in my ability. The background of life is always present. It's the canvas everything is painted on. Sometimes it has richness. Other times, fear quietly darkens the print. It blends in so subtly, I don't notice it at first. And before I know it, fear is guiding me, convincing me I'm not enough, and that I'm alone. But when I pause, when I take a step back, I can see I'm not alone at all. My traditions ground me, and my values guide me. The people I love hold me up, and I remember that this moment is temporary, and that there will be light again. That doesn't mean darkness doesn't belong. Fear isn't the enemy. It gives texture and depth to the experiences of life. But it doesn't need to be the focus of the whole page. When we slow down and we look for the background, we remember that this is only one part of a much larger sketch, and sometimes it's just a matter of perspective. In our background lives the stories we tell ourselves. Stories we repeat so often, we stop noticing them. We tell ourselves we should be someone we're not, that we should be bigger in some places and smaller in others, that we need something more in order to be whole, and that somehow we're not enough. These stories run quietly beneath everything we do. We rush because life feels demanding. We raise our voices because we don't feel heard. And sometimes we hurt each other because we don't know what else to do. As we move through the world, our dissatisfaction shows. We notice everything that feels out of place. And in getting so wrapped up in how things should be, we miss the life that's actually happening all around us. We disconnect. We lose touch with the passions that drive us, the curiosities that inspire us, and the gentleness that moves us. The background of our lives carry these stories, and it can lift us up or it can weigh us down. But sometimes the background isn't what we think it is. Sometimes the stories are just fairy tales or old history lessons describing a version of ourselves that no longer exists. And yet we treat them as fact without ever stopping to question them. So maybe the invitation here isn't to fix the picture or rewrite the whole story. Maybe it's simply to pause, to notice the background, and to get curious about what's been shaping you. If you're interested in reconnecting with your background, you can learn more at growingwithchad.com.